Sanskrit, and other kinds of languages which have become defunct are not being followed, including Sanskrit. And what way yoga and meditation can improve a Scientific community in terms of concentration level, in terms of their performance, or in terms of giving peace of mind to those who are from a Scientific community or even other sections of society through yoga and meditation is one of the activities that is considered. Then there is a technology development program. Here again, you have to work with any industry and you should have at least reached up to TRL 3 before you apply for the project. And your aim should be to reach at least up to TRL 5, that is, prove efficacy in real environment, which can be facilitated only by industry, TRL 5 and even beyond. So in the areas related to manufacturing technology, biomedical devices and technology development, and waste management technology are the focus area, but time to time they may add other areas as well. And there is technology innovation hub under interdisciplinary cyber physical systems. Again, our colleagues in Lendi Institute have been quite active interacting with IIT Tirupati and other institutions, taking up some small-time projects, and also encouraging students to avail internship and fellowship opportunities in IIT Tirupati campus, online and offline. Once you successfully complete, you can even seek some funding for any startup if you have a bright idea and if it catches the attention of any of the technology innovation hubs. So they can even support up to an extent of 50 lakhs in case of IIT Tirupati, IIT Madras, or IIT Hyderabad, or IIT Palakkad. There are 25 such technology innovation hubs. 18 of them are in IIT, different IITs, 3 in triple IITs, Hyderabad, Bangalore, and Delhi, and 1 ISER, Indian Institute of Science Education and Research, mostly related to sciences, Pune, and also with Pilani and Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore. So, but down south, there are 6 such technology innovation hubs. That is 4 IITs, that is IIT Hyderabad, IIT Tirupati, IIT Madras, and IIT Palakkad, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, and Triple IT Hyderabad and Triple IT Bangalore also. So they support the activities and the initiative from the areas related to that, the catchment area, what they call, from the institutions located down south are generally encouraged to associate with these technology innovation hubs, which are Section 8 companies named as different thing. In case of IIT Hyderabad, it is called as Tehan. In case of IIT Madras, it is called as Tirupati, it is Navavishkar. In case of IIT Madras, it is known as Pravartak. IASC Comet, likewise, they have a different name, which are Section 8 companies. So they have little freedom in terms of administrative and financial matters. Next slide, please. Next one, please.
Give me a moment, sir. Yes, sir.
Next one, please. Full. So DST has a program of cooperation with about 83 countries. Time to time, they issue calls where you can come up with a proposal jointly with your counterpart from any of these countries. So likewise, they also have program of cooperation on regional basis or multilateral agencies like BRICS countries or European Union or Mission Innovation, which is the major initiative from India, China, and Canada. European Union, we are not member nation, but we enjoy observer status and allowed to participate in taking up joint research along with European Union member nations. There are 3 binational centers to have very active collaboration and also association with some of the institutions in France, Germany, or in USA. Indo-French Center has collaborative research as well as industry academia R&D program where you have to work with an industry and they should be the PI, the lead. And you can be co-PI in case of R&D program with industry academia collaboration. But collaborative research, of course, you and your counterpart from France could be the fellows. Likewise, they also offer Raman Sherpak Fellowship for research scholar to pursue part of the research in any institution in France. And in order to facilitate and network with some of the faculty or researcher from France, time to time they organize some workshops or seminar. You can also host it or participate in case the seminar is held outside. There is no participation fee or anything, including travel and other things are also taken care to attend the seminar. Whereas you can work with your counterpart. It is a 5 day or 3 day or 1 week seminar, and collaborate with them and concretize your proposal for submission to Indo-French Center or DST French institution call. So is the case with Indo-German Center Industrial Joint R&D, where you have to associate with an industry from here, as well as your counterpart should also associate with an industry from Germany. So in order to facilitate that, there is a small immediate need grant. So this is a 9 lakh grant, maybe for 5 months, 6 months, or maximum being 9 months, where you can spend a week or 10 days in Germany, collaborate with your counterpart, your host or mentor, whatever you call, and come up with a proposal based on the interaction you have, based on some preliminary work you do during the 5 to 6 month period, including one visit to Germany during this period. So they also support organizing any joint seminar or workshop so that you can collaborate with them. So in the applied research areas, paid early career fellowship is offered to mostly young scientists, faculty below 40 years of age to work further in some of the premier institutions in Germany. And to work with industry, they have postdoctoral fellowship as well as doctoral industrial exposure fellowship, typically for 2 weeks to maximum being 4 weeks, where under industrial joint R&D, since you have to associate with an industry from Indian side as well as German side, this will facilitate such interaction, and that way you can come up with a proposal jointly with industry. For that, you can avail the opportunity for doctoral industrial visit or even postdoctoral industrial visit. Indo-US Forum, unfortunately, is not very active. They are a little dormant for the last 1.5 years since the time our Trump has come second time after November 2024. This put on hold. So maybe in the near future, it will be reactivated. So next one, please. Next slide, please. So some of the women-centric program, it is not for those who are in regular service, but for the students or maybe your colleagues after working for a while, if they discontinue for any reason, and with a break of 1 year, either after completing BTech or MSc or MPhil or PhD, or after working for a while, if they discontinue for any reason, they can come back to mainstreaming of science and technology through some of these programs, Women Scientist Scheme A or B. A is to work in institution like yours, B is to work with an NGO in the field so that you can take up some R&D program and implement them. If you can associate as a mentor or a host, whatever equipment, whatever other facilities are created on the project will remain with the institute only, in addition to enjoying some institute overhead. So women can continue to avail the opportunity up to age of 57 after completing project for 3 years. Again, you can come up with another project. That way you can continue till the age of 57. Depending on the qualification, the grant varies from 30 lakhs for those with PhD, 25 lakhs for MTech or MPhil, and 20 lakhs for MSc or BTech for a 3-year duration. In case some of the women are interested to work in societal-related challenges, there is a fellowship called SCOPE. So it is for a 3-year duration and 9 lakh grant, but if a fellowship amount be 67,000 per month plus HRA for a 3-year duration. Here again, they can continue to work. After completing one project, they can keep on applying till the age of 60. Then there is a Vidushi program, Women's Instinct for Developing and Ushering in New Scientific Heights and Innovations. So this call is open round the year. So it is for those who are from public funded institution, either on the verge of retirement or even after retirement, where they get about 25 lakh grant plus emoluments for research assistant, JRF or SRF or similar kind of thing, plus fellowship amount of 75,000 per month for a 5-year duration. And those who are not in regular service or from private institution, they get little higher amount of fellowship amount being 85,000 per month, again for 5-year duration. And under Indo-German Center for Science and Technology, there is a program called WISER, Women Involvement in Science and Engineer Research. It's a 3-year project where you work with a German counterpart, a woman or a man, and that way you visit every year for a month, spend time in Germany, the institution wherever you are affiliated to, as your mentor or host, and work with them and take up joint research for a period of 3 years. In order to facilitate working with some of the women scientists in France or other scientists also in France, for women scientists, again there is a facility called PROVIS, that is Program for Women in Science. It is not only to pursue PhD, but also to have some mobility program or short-term visit, maybe up to a couple of weeks, so that you can work with them, collaborate with them, and do some preliminary work and come up with a proposal in a shape that it is better appreciated and welcome thing from Indo-French Center or even other branches of science funding agencies. Next slide, please. So coming to Department of Biotechnology, as I told you, ANRF, DST, and DBT contribute 75% of the total extramural grant. So DBT main focus is biotechnology and life sciences area. For want of time, I am not going very much in detail, but otherwise the focus areas are agri-biotech and allied fields, and AI, artificial intelligence for developing algorithms or products or services, how you can integrate AI for developing any of this. Then bioenergy, bioresources, and environmental and forest related issues, and biotechnology application, especially in northeastern states. The PI should come from northeastern state in this case. Co-PI can be from other institutions also across the country. Then there is a Bio E3, that is biotechnology for economy, environment, and employment. The call is open. So some of you, whoever is interested in social sciences, also can participate in this particular area. Then there is biotechnology entrepreneurship and development for industrial growth. So time to time they invite proposal in certain areas. It's not open in all areas of biotechnology. Wherever there is a need and also potential for industrial growth in that area are supported. Then the Biotechnology Industry Research Council, BIRAC, it is a kind of startup kind of initiative. Initially, there is a grant element also up to 50 lakhs, but you have to work with a startup or MSME and take up some activities related to biotechnology, what we can come up with an industry at a later date. So once you successfully complete availing the 50 lakh grant, you can come up with a proposal for submission to BIRAC under soft loan program. The loan is usually 4 to 6%. So that way you can, if you have an idea to come up with any startup or any such thing, you can avail the opportunity from BIRAC. Every 3 months they issue a call, more or less very regular. So next time, but you have to necessarily work with industry, or you yourself have to come up with a startup to avail the opportunity under BIRAC. Then there is a PRIDE program under biotechnology, that is promotion of research and innovation through data exchange. It's recently launched. So last call was April last year. Maybe you can expect another call one of these days. And what way biotechnology can benefit the community at large? Maybe weaker section, SC, ST, or farming community, or women in some other rural area, tribal areas in application, like the one we discussed in case of DST and the seed division, that is Science for Equity, Empowerment, and Development, on the similar lines. And also, time to time, they identify certain emerging and thrust areas. So, emerging frontiers in biotech growth. On the line similar to the earlier one we discussed, that is entrepreneurship, development, and industrial growth. So, this is the precursor for that. So, that way you can come up with some proposal where you can escalate to higher levels of TRL, and with industry, you can collaborate and take up to higher level. Then fostering high performance biomanufacturing and bio AI for biomanufacturing are the activities which are recently launched. The call is perhaps still open. So some of you, whoever is keen in this, can also come up. Then healthcare and medical biotechnology is a major initiative. What way in terms of biotechnology and life sciences. But in some cases, you have to work with medical fraternity, maybe hospital or medical college or a school, and come up jointly with a proposal. And also have the ethical committee clearance before the submission of the proposal, or at least at the time of presentation of the proposal. So that way you have to collaborate actively with the medical fraternity for this particular thing. And to build infrastructure in the area related to life sciences, including biotechnology, there is a program called Builder to improve education, maybe start MTech in biotechnology or higher level courses, and also to have some research activity centered around the facility. This is on the line similar to DST FIST program, that is Fund for Improvement of Science and Technology. And there is another called SAHAS, wherever and whichever institution has some sophisticated facilities supported by DBT or other funding agency, including their own institution. They have about 12 aided institutions under Department of Biotechnology in various parts of the country, where you can access the facility, maybe SEM or TEM or other sophisticated facility which you cannot afford in your institution. That way they facilitate travel, some user charges, and also some consumables and other such things are also allowed. Besides, some small time equipment support also is extended under SAHAS program. So finally, bioinformatics, theoretical and computational biotech is one of the area which they are actively supporting, which is again a recent initiative from Department of Biotechnology. Next slide, please. So they also have some fellowships and international collaboration. Department of Biotechnology, Hargovind Khurana, Innovative Biotechnology for Young Scientists, where the fellowship is 1.3 lakh for a period of 3 years, beside grant of 40 lakh for 3-year duration. Then DBT every year organizes typically in June entrance examination for junior research fellowship. After 2 years, they become senior research fellowship. To work for PhD, either in the aided institutions of DBT, 12 of them in various parts of the country, or in the institution where Department of Biotechnology has sanctioned sponsored project. So they can work in their aided institution or any of the funded projects under DBT. So they get a first year 37,000 plus HRA in case they don't stay in hostel. And third and fourth year, 42,000 again plus HRA in case they don't stay in hostel. And every 5 years, generally, this is revised the amount of fellowship. Usually 50% is increased. Earlier, it used to be 25,000. It has gone up to 37,000 about 3.5 years ago. So next revision could be early 2027, along with the pay commission's report. So that way it keeps on revising every 4 or 5 years. Then M.K. Bond, Young Researcher Award. Professor M.K. Bond was Secretary, Department of Biotechnology. Otherwise, he was a famous orthopedician in All India Institute of Medical Science. So after his demise a couple of years ago, this fellowship was launched for scientists, whoever is in the area of biotechnology, to work in any institution and enjoy fellowship of 75,000 per month, and also a grant of 60 lakh for a 3-year duration. Then there is a research associate scheme implemented by Indian Institute of Science, Bengaluru. It's not very attractive. Beside fellowship, small amount of contingency is allowed, 2-year duration. Then Tata Innovation Fellowship is for those who are mid-career, senior as well as young scientists below 40 years of age, to work in any institution of their choice and get about 50 lakh grant for a 5-year duration or 30 lakh for 3 years, in addition to small amount of fellowship of 45,000 per month. Then they also have international collaboration programs. They have program of cooperation with 13 countries, which I have listed down there. Time to time, they invite calls, and also with multilateral and bilateral agencies like Indo-Asia, Indo-European Union, India, South American countries, Latin American countries, and Southeast Asian countries between India and other countries. And also Indo-French Center. Some of the programs of DBT are also implemented through Indo-French Center. Then Third World Academy of Sciences based out of Trieste in Italy. So some of the scientists, whoever is working in this area, in order to improve their competence and also use some of the sophisticated facilities which are not available in Indian institution, they encourage to avail that. They provide to and fro travel. Maybe 15 days or 3 weeks is the usual time they allow. In addition to that, your research scholars or project staff also can spend little more time there in Trieste, Italy, which is taken care under Third World Academy of Sciences. In case you want to host any PhD or PDF from any of the developing countries, so that is again facilitated by Third World Academy of Sciences in your own institution, where you can host as a mentor. Next one, please. Then coming to other funding agencies, I have listed down in alphabetical order: Indian Council of Agriculture Research under Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare or Department of Agriculture Research and Extension. You have to work with an agriculture university or agriculture college or Krishi Vigyan Kendra in your vicinity, or in your institution you should have any agriculture engineering or agriculture sciences stream, either BTech level or MTech level, to come up with a proposal for consideration under NAIP, National Agriculture Innovation Program. So usually 2 crore or sometimes something around that is the usual grant size from ICR under NAIP, National Agriculture Innovation Program. Then Department of Atomic Energy, they have 4 major programs. The major one is BRNS, Board of Research in Nuclear Sciences, where you have to collaborate with one of the scientists from many of the nuclear energy establishments, like Baba Atomic Research Center in Mumbai, or it is coming up in a big way in Achyutapuram, close to Visakhapatnam, where you have to identify the concerned scientists depending on your area of interest and jointly work with them. Earlier, the proposal used to be invited throughout the year. Now it is in 2 slots. Recently, it was closed in December. Next time, it will be in January. The first stage, they will usually limit to around 35-40 lakhs. The next call could be little more larger in terms of funding, what is called a special call, after you successfully complete and come out with some good solution to address their own challenges. So in that case, the fund could be up to 1.2 crore. The third one is for mathematician. Professor Sairja Madam, you have already been very active. Unfortunately, they have reduced the grant size. Earlier, it used to be 18 to 20 lakhs. Now it is brought down to just 4.4 lakhs because the manpower support, JRF, SRF, which used to be supported, is withdrawn. So you have to take JRF, SRF from the pool of Department of Atomic Energy, or you have to manage through other means. So that way it is very attractive. Only 4.4 lakhs is the grant size under NBHM, National Board of Higher Mathematics for mathematician. The fourth category under Department of Atomic Energy is the JRF scheme, Junior Research Fellow, and after 2 years they become Senior Research Fellow. So after BTech or MSc, they can appear for the JRF test and all over the country. And once you clear, you will be attached to some of the 7 institutions under Department of Atomic Energy affiliated to Homi Bhabha National Institute, a deemed university. It is based out of Mumbai, but very soon it is likely to be shifted to Visakhapatnam. Under that, they have 7 institutions. One is BARC itself, BARC, Bhabha Atomic Research Center, Mumbai, or Achyutapuram in Visakhapatnam. Then Indira Gandhi Center for Atomic Research in Kalpakam near Chennai, or Institute of Physics in Bhubaneswar, Institute of Plasma Research in Gandhinagar, Raja Ramanna Center in Indore, and Virtual Variable Cyclotron in Calcutta, or SN Bose Center in Calcutta. So where the JRFs are attached for their PhD, after completing the PhD, generally 4 years, they can be considered for absorption in one of these institutions, provided they have vacancy as scientist C. So that way you can encourage some of your students or young faculty in case they are keen to pursue under Department of Atomic Energy through JRF scheme. Then ministry, our Indian system of medicine, that is Ayush, Ayurveda, Yoga, Naturopathy, and Unani and Siddha and Homeopathy. Homeopathy is the major focus area out of all these areas. You have to work with one of the homeopathic hospital or a doctor in practicing homeopath and come up with a proposal jointly for submission to Ayush. Then Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizer, through their Department of Pharmaceuticals, they have a major R&D grant. 70% of the grant goes to 7 of the NIPERs, that is National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research. One is close to us, that is in Hyderabad, the first one under this chain of 7 NIPERs. Otherwise, Calcutta, Kamrup in Assam, Gandhinagar, Mohali, Thiruvananthapuram, etc., where you can collaborate with them and work jointly with them, or on your own also, you can independently apply for a project in the area related to pharmaceutical sciences. 70% of the funding under Department of Pharmaceutical goes to these 7 NIPERs, National Institute of Pharmaceutical Education and Research. These NIPER, they don't have any BTech program, B Pharmacy program. So they try to encourage having B Pharmacy students align with them and take up some internships under this particular program. And remaining 30% could be outside the NIPER family, 30% of the R&D grant that is allowed. Then comes Ministry of Coal, what way can abstract coal, the safety issues related to that, how to prevent any accidents, or how to handle the gas emanated while mining the coal is some of the activities supported by Ministry of Coal. But recently they have aligned with ANRF supporting critical raw materials by Ministry of Coal. So that way they will be working closely with ANRF, who is implementing this particular program, critical raw material, what we discussed while we are with ANRF. Then Ministry of Communications under Department of Telecommunication, their main focus is 6G platform. And some of the institutions have test bed under 6G. IIT Madras is very prominent, IIT Hyderabad also, and likewise in Indian Institute of Science, which is a little lower than IIT Hyderabad and IIT Madras, where they support some small-time projects, encourage some of the young faculty and also student to take up any internship, and also student-based projects are supported. So in case of IIT Madras, it is Professor Bhaskar Ramamurthy sir, who was earlier director, and IIT Hyderabad, Dr. Kiran Kuchi. So they will be quite encouraging and enthusiastic to support any students or young faculty to take a small-time project in the area related to 6G. Then CSIR, Council of Scientific and Industrial Research, through their extramural research division in Ghaziabad, they have small funding, typically 15-20 lakh, their usual grant size. Their grant has been more or less static. The extramural research grant, about 10 crore every year, it's been static for last 10 years. Unfortunately, out of this 10 crore, 50% of that is pitched in by their own labs, 30 odd labs under CSR family. So hardly there is 5 lakh, 5 crore left for extramural research for institution outside the CSR family. Defense Research and Development Organization, here again you have to work with one of the scientists from any of the DRDO labs. So they have 4 verticals to support under their family. So one of them is Armament Research Board, another one, second one is Aeronautical Research and Development Board, third one is Naval Research Board, and fourth one is Life Sciences Research Board. So under Naval Sciences Research Board, the NSTL, Visakhapatnam is the major lab where they can come up with a proposal jointly with them, identify the challenges offered by DRDO, and take up jointly with them. Once you successfully complete, they keep on applying. You can keep on applying for next level of project where the funding size could be little higher. So usually in the first instance, they limit to around 40-45 lakhs. And director also can directly support up to 25 lakh from any of the labs under DRDO family. They also have another parallel channel for supporting project through their department, DRDO Industry Academia Cell, DISL, what it is called, in some of the institutions. About 15 such cells are in various institutions, academic institutions. The closest one is IISc Bangalore, or IIT Madras, or IIT Hyderabad, or Central University Hyderabad. You can touch base with the director of the DISL, DRDO Industry Academia Cell. They will correct you depending on your area of interest and also your expertise, and work with the DRDO scientists in their lab. You don't have to worry about hunting for the concerned scientist or the lab. So there the grant size is usually 80 lakh, 90 lakh, or up to a couple of crores in that case. So time to time they invite proposals also, but there is no regular time slot for submission of the proposals. Any time of the year, once you collaborate with them and jointly come up with a proposal, any time of the year for submission under either Naval Research Board or the Armament Research Board or Aeronautical R&D Board or Life Sciences Board, or through Department DRDO Industry Academia Cell. The Ministry of Earth Sciences, their focus is mostly Earth and Atmospheric Sciences. They have an institute called National Institute of Ocean Technology. So some of the programs are implemented through that. It is in Chennai. They have a center in Visakhapatnam, NIOT, or National Institute of Oceanography, which is a CSIR lab. Through them also, you can implement some of the programs related to Earth and Atmospheric Sciences or Ocean Sciences and related aspects. Then Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, they mostly support only in applied area or translational areas, where you have to necessarily work with industry in industrial electronics, and software related to industrial use, including cyber security issues, are supported by Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology and IT. So Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change, they have small grant, usually 35-40 lakh is their grant size. How to preserve environment, protect our forest cover, and also what way climate change has been impacting our lives. Some of the studies, some of the issues that you can take up are supported by Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Ministry of Food Processing, earlier they used to operate through Science and Engineering Research Board, SCRB. Now on their own, though they have revised guidelines more than 3 years ago, they have not issued any call. But recently, the Honorable Minister, Sri Chirag Paswanji, when he visited IIT Tirupati, he announced the 100 crore investment to set up food technology park in the campus of IIT Tirupati. where they could support some small time projects and also provide internship and also encourage startups in the area of technology and related aspects. Though he announced last year, there was no grant provided in the budget also. Maybe this year, perhaps it will fructify. So that way you can participate and take part in the activities centered around the facility being created in IIT Tirupati. The Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, in particular, the Indian Council of Medical Research and the Department of Health Research, they have three categories. One is grant, where it is up to 2 crores. Another one is intermediate, where the grant size could be 5 crores, 2 crores to 5 crores. The third one is big grant, where it can be 8 crores and above. So you can come up with a proposal, but again you have to associate a hospital or a medical fraternity, medical school, and come up with a proposal in the area related to health sciences. Next one, please. Ministry of Heavy Industry, their focus is mostly on capital goods or machine tools to say so. They have set up few centers of excellence and also development center or design center. Couple of them are, one of them is in IIT Madras, in IIT Madras Research Park, known as Advanced Manufacturing Technology Development Center, supported heavily by Ministry of Heavy Industry. Along with industry, they have developed many machines, and I was personally associated with that as a member secretary of the project review and monitoring committee. So I can also facilitate contacting with the concerned scientists there. One Professor Ramesh Babu from IIT Madras faculty. He's also head of the Advanced Manufacturing Technology Development Center. Another one is in PhD College of Technology in the southern part of India, Coimbatore, in the area related to textiles and also welding, related to capital goods industry, textile development of textile machinery and other related aspects. All of them are in Coimbatore. And other places like IIT Delhi, IIT Kharagpur, again they have centers of excellence where you can work with the faculty there, avail the internship, and also take up some small time project, maybe a couple of lakhs to 10 lakhs is the usual grant size they extend in these areas. Then Ministry of Jal Shakti, they have two departments. One is Department Drinking Water and Sanitation under Har Ghar Jal program, that is safe water for every household. So to come up with any treatment technologies, any sustainable initiatives to supply potable water to the household in rural area in a focus area, where the grant size is typically 45-50 lakhs kind of thing, to test it and pilot it, and also along with the line department, you can escalate or take it to higher level. That way you can come up with a pilot plan or a model of such type of intervention in the rural areas. And also better sanitation facilities, then popularizing these campaign, ISL, Indian Sanitary Latrine Campaign, or the activities in the Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation. Then the other one is water resources, river rejuvenation and Ganga cleaning, including our mighty Godavari River. Both the surface water as well as the groundwater are the focus areas. What way to preserve the serenity of the rivers, how to regenerate some of the dying rivers out of the 25 river basins. Some of them are virtually dead, 3 of them or 4 of them, how to revive them, or some of the studies related to groundwater, what way it is being used and how it is exploited or over-exploited, or some of the issues that they support. Ministry of Mines, various practices followed in mining, various kinds of mines, coal, copper, zinc, or whatever is the mine, graphite, or other such minerals, etc. Other than, of course, iron and steel. So they support the activities related to including safety of mines and better extraction and better value out of the minerals that you extract from the mines are supported by Ministry of Mines. Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, earlier they used to fund even basic research or fundamental research. Now it is only application research or translational research. You have to work with an industry and get their support in terms of any issues related to mini and micro hydel or tidal or wind or solar energy or hydrogen. As I told you, hydrogen is jointly implemented by Ministry of Science and Ministry of New and Renewable Energy as well as Department of Science and Technology. But DST focuses only on R&D, whereas the field implementation come up with a model or a pilot scale plant in hydrogen will be supported by MNRE. The Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas, through their Center for High Technology, usually big ticket project, couple of crores and above, to work with any of the petroleum companies including ONGC, Oil and Natural Gas Commission, or Gas Authority of India Limited, or any of the petroleum companies, Hindustan Petroleum, Indian Oil Limited, or Bharat Petroleum Limited. You don't have to get their support in terms of cash or kind, but necessarily they have to integrate and take up the challenges faced by these petroleum companies under Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. Then Ministry of Power, through their Central Power Research Institute, the headquarters Bangalore, otherwise they have few centers, Hyderabad, Bhopal, Mohali, and few other places. But they have a small grant, maybe 15 to 20 lakh is their grant size. They also have very limited funds, typically 10 crores their usual grant, and a lot of pendency. Usual cycle time is more than 2 years. So that way, if some of the electrical engineers can participate under. Ministry of Road Transport and Highway, they don't support any private institutions, but public funded institution. One of the major project is being implemented by IIT Tirupati. One Professor Krishna Prapurna is the principal investigator. He has created a big setup in a 2-acre area. So what sort of road structure you develop, what sort of transport, what sort of issues related to highway development, bridges, and roads are the activities we take up. So he can also facilitate some small time projects centered around the center that he created, and also facilitate any internship or take up any major project, maybe 4 months to 6 months during the final year of the BTech or MTech project also can be taken up using the facility created in IIT Tirupati. Then Ministry of Rural Development and Panchayat Raj, again they limit funds to only public funded institution, where you can work with them and take up some activities centered around the Ministry of Panchayat, Rural Development and Panchayat Raj activity. In Department of Space, through their Respond program, what they call Basket, recently they issued a call, some of you would have applied. Usually 25, 30 lakhs, the usual grant size. You have to work with one of the scientists from any of the ISRO establishments. That way, the areas are identified, the challenges are identified, concerned scientist also is identified. So you have to collaborate with them. Earlier, they used to just keep it open, where you have to hunt for the scientist and the area. Now everything is identified. So if it suits your interest, next time you can come up with a call. January 31st was the last date for submission of the call. Again, October, November, you can expect the next call. And finally, Ministry of Steel, their focus is iron and steel. The call of Ministry of Steel is open round the year, unlike any of the funding agencies which are call specific. So this call is open round the year, and steel is a major focus area. Then some of the agencies support research in the area related to social sciences. Anusandhan National Research Foundation, they have 2 schemes. One is ARG per se, Advanced Research Grant, what we discussed, and also another one is Matrix, Mathematical Impact Centric Support, which is 25 lakh for a 5-year duration. As I told you, the call is open from 1st of April to 8th of May, where you can come up with a proposal under ARG, pre-proposal, and Matrix is also again a pre-proposal kind of thing, a small proposal, maybe 3 to 4 pages. So some of the social scientists also can participate. But social scientists has to be in quantitative social sciences, so not merely qualitative. Then there is Indian Council of Social Science Research, they are quite active. So they have 2 programs, major research program, which is up to 30 lakh for a 3-year duration or 2-year duration. Another one is minor research project, which is 15 lakh for 1 year or sometimes 2-year duration. So recently they have opened up this for other scientists also, other than social sciences also. Some of you would have applied when the call was issued in October. Then some of the faculty in English. So there is English Language Society, international body, where they support typically 20 lakh, 18 to 20 lakh to prepare the graduates applying for TOEFL exam in various countries, be it Australia, be it UK, be it Canada or USA. So how to prepare them, what issues they have, how to make teaching training more impactful so that they fare better is the activity they take up under IELTS. So this is all in short. I thought I will share with you about the funding opportunities. So time to time, I keep sending the call detail to Lindy Institute. Maybe some of the participants can perhaps avail the opportunity, contact Principal Sir or Professor Sridhar and get to know about the calls which are issued from time to time by some of the funding agencies. And whenever there is any clarification required or any such issue about the calls, I'll be too happy to clarify. You are most welcome to contact me through email, which I have provided on the last slide of the presentation. So I'll be too happy to address any queries, any clarifications.
Thank you, sir. Thank
you
you for yes, sir. Thank you for the insightful session on various project funding schemes under ANRF, Department of Science and Technology, Department of Biotechnology. And yes, sir, asked any of the participant if they want to clarify about the funding agencies, you can please raise your hand so that you can be given an unmute option. And knowing about various project funding schemes alone is not sufficient. It is also important to understand how effectively we should write the project proposal project proposal. So if sir permits, we would also kindly request you to guide us how to effectively write the project proposal.
I have few slides.
Yes, sir.
Few suggestions and few issues that you can consider, provided
yes,
there
sir.
is no one who is seeking any clarification.
Please, the participants who want to clarify about the funding schemes, you can please raise your hand. Somebody in the chat box, someone is asking about what are the different funding opportunities for humanities, and you clarified that in last slide.
That is
Yes, sir.
ICSSR and ANRF as of now.
Yes, sir.
Earlier you
The-
support, but UGC stopped issuing any call for last 8 years now.
Yes, sir.
Some of you may be aware, UGC, AICTE, NCTE, that is National Council of Teacher Education, and Pharmaceutical Council of India are being merged together and form a body like Higher Education Commission of India. The bill has already been introduced in the Parliament, has been referred to a select committee headed by Mrs. Purandeswari Madam, and they have to come up with recommendation as to what sort of activities they take up. But the proposal as such says no funding from any of these four organizations, mostly AICTE and UGC. NCTE anyhow they have no funding opportunity, but Pharmaceutical Council of India, they do have funding opportunity. So all the windows will be closed, these three agencies, for any funding, extramural research grant. So the concerned ministry may operate these schemes.
Okay, sir.
Accepted by Parliament, approved
Yes,
by
sir.
Parliament.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Because of that,
We
we
have
have not been issuing any
Well,
call.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. I am Dr. Harikrishna.
Good evening. Good evening.
Previously, you have guided me to how to write ARG project and in 4 years back, sir.
Okay.
Okay. But now my doubt is our area is fixed point theory, sir, in mathematics.
We are from which institute at Krishna garu?
Now I am in Vignan, sir. Previously, I am in NSRIT.
Okay, okay. NSRIT. Okay.
At that time, we are given lecture.
Okay.
And we have some proposal also written, but due to our completely theory part, sir, my subject is.
Okay. Yeah, theoretical as well as experimental discrimination, especially ANRF under ARG.
Yes, sir.
Both are encouraged equally.
Okay. Okay, sir. That's right. Thank you, sir.
yes.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, we have Dr. A.S. Babu, sir, who raised his hand. Sir,
Yeah.
you can unmute and ask your doubt, sir. A.S. Babu, sir.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Dr.
Am I
Babu.
audible?
Yeah,
I am-
very loud and clear.
I am working with the Miracle Education Society group of institutions of Bhagapuram, sir.
Okay.
Now, I have received many inputs from your side, and how your presentation is crystal clear. But the thing is, what I have been observing, UGC or some various organizations, funding organizations, they see the ranking of the colleges also. Even though some of the faculty members have high potentiality and they are deserving for doing projects, either minor projects or major projects, but they don't have chance to get this particular opportunity. But there are so many funding funding agencies, they're ready to give, but they are seeing the ranking of the colleges also. For what extent it is correct, sir?
Can you specify which funding agency is looking for ranking?
Actually, we have applied for UGC, sir.
UGC closed the calls 8 years ago. They have not issued any call since 2016, 17.
Okay.
UGC issued 3 years ago or 3.5 years ago, October 2022, 4 calls. That was the last call issued, but that was under a specific category. Dr. Radhakrishnan Fellowship, Dr. Kotari Fellowship, Mid-Career Award, and Senior Faculty Award. But
Yes, yes.
nowhere in the call they ask for NIRF ranking. I can tell you authoritatively because I go through these calls very clearly, very candidly, and nowhere they mention that you should be on the top NIRF ranking. I don't know which call you are referring to. And DST
Okay, sir.
doesn't do that. ANRF doesn't ask for that. In certain cases, for infrastructure development, they ask for that, but that is not mandatory. They just want to see where you are placed. In case of funds for improvement of infrastructure in SNT, which is a DST program, they ask for where you stand, whether you have NAC accreditation or NBA accreditation. That is mandatory, but NIRF ranking they don't ask, or the decision is not depending on the NIRF ranking by the expert committee. They do ask, but in case of individual proposal from ANRF or DST or DBT, nowhere NIRF ranking matters.
Okay,
So
thank you, sir.
please don't have that myth that NIRF ranking is only with the consideration. It is the quality of proposal and the competence of the investigator, the principal investigator.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Suresh, sir, has risen his hand. Sir, if you have any clarification, please unmute and you can ask, sir.
Yeah. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Professor Suresh Garu.
Actually, I have one doubt, sir. Actually, this ACT Malavia program is there, no, sir?
Hmm.
We have applied last 2 times, but we did not get. But is there any particular precaution that we need to take, sir, from SND
Sorry,
mathematics?
I must express my ignorance. I am not fully familiar with the Malviya program. They just started only once or twice. They have not been renewing that program. Am I right?
This time also they are released, sir. Already notification. Last 2 times they are releasing.
Okay.
We did not get last time.
Sorry for my ignorance. I am not fully aware of this thing. I heard about it, but I am not fully aware.
Okay, sir. No problem. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
But other programs are on hold. Only program they launched recently for R&D category was Lab to Market, RPS, Research Promotion Scheme, Lab to Market, which was issued last year, October.
Okay.
You have to work with industry and also associate with a premier institution. 50 lakh was the grant size.
Okay.
Otherwise, the major call, that is MODRAB, Modernization and Removal of Obsolescence, and RPS per se, Research Promotion Scheme, has not been issuing any call under these for last 4 years.
Okay. Is it ACT approved, sir?
It used to be ACT only.
Okay, ACT only. Okay.
Yeah. And it is limited to only colleges like yours, not to IITs or NITs or even deemed universities.
Okay. Where do we get information, sir? Is there released notification for this?
It's on hold. Little while ago, I was telling AICTE, UGC, NCTE, that is National Council for Teacher Education, that is accreditation body for BEd and MEd institutions,
sir.
and Pharmaceutical Council of India are being merged together and become a body called Higher Education Commission of India.
Okay. Okay.
It has been already introduced in the parliament and it has been referred to select committee headed by Madam Purandeswari. So once they submit their recommendation, they will know what will be their role play. As such, the act says no funding opportunity from any of these 4 bodies.
Okay.
The respective ministries may grant extramural research funding or may operate through ANRF. Still not clear. Parliament has to approve in any case. So all the MODRAB, Then MRP, what it used to be from UGC, will all be stopped.
Okay.
Anticipation of that, they have not been issuing any call, not REB or RPS from AICTE or MRP, major research project or minor research project from UGC. UGC has not been issuing for last 8 years now, 2017 onwards.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you for the
And
clarification.
special calls were issued, couple of them.
Okay.
But AICTE do support FDP and also other tinkering lab and what is the other category? Inclusive technology business kind of thing, but 50% has to be borne by the institute and remaining 50% will be from the AICTE. So that they have been supporting selectively that too. So
Okay.
that will also be stopped. They will be purely regulatory bodies henceforth if the act is passed as proposed by government.
Okay. Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, in the chat box, Dr. Chingakam Ponikumar Singh is asking, is there any funding agency for computational linguistics other than MEITY, MEITY?
Okay.
Can you please clarify?
So ARG does support that advanced research grant under ANRF, Anusandhan National Research Foundation.
Okay, sir.
As I told you, only pre-proposal has to be sent if it is ARG per se, and in case of matrix, and in any case is only pre-proposal.
Okay, sir.
Once the pre-proposal is cleared by ANRF concerned committee, the full proposal or complete proposal has to be submitted between 15th September to 15th of October.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, with your permission, can I share the PPT on
other
some
presentation.
pointers?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Give me a moment, sir. Thank you.
Please take your time.
ఈ ప్రాజెక్ట్ ఫెయిల్ అయిపోయిన టైంకి సబ్మిట్ చేయలేదు, సబ్మిట్ కాదు డెలివరీ.
Sir, it is the PPT is open, sir.
Okay.
Can you please carry? Thank
So
you, sir.
namaste once again, good evening to all of you. So what we discussed was various funding opportunities, mostly from central government and some of the organizations related to central government like ANRF or ICSSR or IELTS to precise. So in order to come up with a suitable proposal, some of the issues that they have to take care, I would like to interact with you on few pointers. So some of the funding agencies or most of the funding agencies, they prescribed a specific template. Within the funding organization, there will be different schemes and obviously different templates or different formats. But more or less, some of the points are common in any R&D proposal. So let us discuss some of them. So in some cases, the proposal has to be submitted initially, pre-proposal like we discussed in case of ANRF, Anusandhan National Research Foundation, especially Advanced Research Grant. Earlier, they used to have a combined document, both pre-proposal as well as the detailed document or other technical document. Now it is in two parts. The pre-proposal is basically for the review by the experts or the committee so that they can quickly go through and see whether it merits further consideration based on the contents in the pre-proposal. So the pre-proposal is really the snapshot of entire proposal. So some brief background, maybe a couple of lines. So this is with reference to ANRF. Even DST also in many schemes, there is a pre-proposal and few other funding agencies also. So the brief background, what way you have done any work in this area, what way it is relevant can be highlighted there. Then what is proposed to be done, that is the key objective or research statement, maybe 2-3 lines again. Then how you exactly would like to implement that. the methodology part, the research part, research methodology part, maybe 3-4 lines, so that the reviewer has a better understanding what exactly you want to do and how you want to do. Then what is the likely outcome at the end of 3 years or 4 years or 5 years in terms of any new innovation or any technology or product or a process or algorithm or whatever you think is appropriate. So briefly can be within say 3/4 page or sometimes maybe 1 page. Then you also list few keywords, unique keywords, part of the proposal, maybe 4 or 5 or 6. Then the objectives. This is a real important issue. Maybe 3, 4, 5, whatever you can achieve within the project duration of 3 years or 4 years or sometimes 5 years. Then what are the likely deliverables? A major deliverable is some new insights, some new findings, new product, new process, or formula, or equation, or any monograph, if it is societal related program, or Indian Council of Social Science Research. And maybe 3-4 major outcomes. Then overall budget, just in a snapshot, not year wise. So just how much is for manpower, that is project staff, how much for consumables, how much for travel and contingency, and finally the non-recurring, that is capital budget, that is equipment, including any computational facility or any software tool that you require. So that has to be within maybe 3 pages or sometimes slightly more than that within the pre-proposal. In addition to that, in some cases, they may also request you to briefly mention about the methodology, the research methodology. But more or less, these are the points which you have to highlight in the pre-proposal. Okay, that is what is called summary part of the proposal. Okay, next slide, please. Then the other part, which is known as technical document or other technical document or full proposal or complete proposal. So you have to give a brief background, little more elaborate, maybe half a page or 1 page, and what way it is relevant, especially to Indian context, has to be highlighted, and how important it is for your own growth, for your own institute in some cases, or S&T community per se, how important it is, and what is the significance of the project that you take up. So entire introduction could be again in 1 page or something like that, or 1.5 pages, depending on the type of the call. Okay, next one, please. Then review of the status. So this is the important issue. Based on the review, you have to identify what are the gaps, what are the challenges which are yet to be addressed. So that means you have to highlight what is the work carried out by your peers in the subject area or related area by other researchers, both at national level and international level. So maybe last 5 to 6 years, whatever work has been done in this particular area, maybe each other, maybe 2-3 lines, what are the findings, what are the highlights, what are the salient features or outcomes out of the work that has been accomplished by others. Then while writing, you also give due credit about the author or about the source where from you get the data or refer the citation, both at national and international level. Based on that, you identify the gaps, and your objective should be how to bridge the gaps, how to improve upon, and come out with new technology, new process, new findings, new equations can be part of your gaps, and that way you can highlight as an objective at the end of the thing. Then while writing that, please cite relevant references. Otherwise, you will be caught in plagiarism check, which some of the funding agencies subject all proposals go through plagiarism check. And preferably the recent papers. You don't have to cite too many papers, maybe 10 to 12 or maybe 15, depending on the type of call. In case of pre-proposal, there is no such requirement. You don't have to give any references or anything. And briefly, whatever work has been done can be highlighted in the complete proposal. In some cases, it is 2 pages. In some cases, it may be 3 pages. In some cases, it may be even less than a page also, depending on the type of the call. Okay. Next one, please. Then objectives, they are the most important one. Once you go through the literature, once you identify the gaps, so your objective should be to address the challenges, to bridge the gap or improve upon that. So typically, there could be 4 or 5 objectives that you can achieve within the 3-year duration or 4 or 5-year duration. and they should be one line each in bullet form. In case of ARG, they specify objective cannot exceed more than 1500 characters or 500, 300 or something like that. So you have to be well within the word limit or character limit, whatever is specified by the funding agency in the template. Then the objectives could be typically what you want to study, what you want to design or fabricate or characterize or analyze. Mere characterization doesn't make a real R&D proposal. So characterization also could be part of the thing. In what way you would like to develop any product or a process, or in case of any product, how will you fabricate that, what methodology use, what technology use, and other things can be highlighted just in one line each. And finally, how to test them and also how to validate if it is characterization or analysis of whatever you take up. So these are typical things, not that everything has to have all these objectives. Some of them may be relevant, some of them may not be relevant for a proposal that you formulate. So don't be over ambitious in citing too many objectives. Whatever you could solve within 2 years or 3 years or 4 years or sometimes 5 years can only be listed. Side you, your co-PA and yourself, whatever can be achieved will be highlighted in the objectives, whatever is to be required or whatever is to be part of the proposal. Next one, please. The main or the heart of the entire problem is the research plan or methodology. So each of the objective, how you accomplish, how you will achieve them has to be highlighted. And highlight in the process what is the uniqueness, what is the novelty, what is the new idea or new concept that you are bringing forth can be brought forward in clear terms. And problems to be addressed should be sufficiently challenging. They should not be mere extension of your PhD work or postdoctoral work or whatever work you have done earlier through any of the sponsored projects. Should be something above that, something substantial. So that way you have to come up with something really challenging. Then while writing research methodology, so you have to mention whatever data you have sourced from, whatever guiding principles you follow, or equations, or formulas, or even draw some sketches or drawings so that your research methodology is clear to the peer reviewers and also experts of the committee, including any tables or flowchart or pictures or photos, whatever is relevant, wherever relevant can be highlighted. Usually research plan or methodology is a large part in the entire proposal. In case of ANRF, it is typically 5 pages. Some cases it may be slightly less in case of translational research. ARG, the broad line or the template that you can see. Then at the end of the thing, you please highlight what would be achieved at the end of 4 years or 5 years or 3 years. Either new hypothesis, new equation, new formulas, or new product or process can be clearly highlighted there. Then you also have to indicate what are the key milestones and in what time frame you achieve them in a bar chart, starting from recruitment of project staff, which can start from month 1 or day 1 after receiving the grant in your bank account. Or sometimes you can even start the pre-process even after receiving the intimation from the funding agency. So after funding agency intimate to get the grant, sometimes it may take a month or 2 months or 3 months. In the meantime, you can start the activity, but your real activity will be highlighted from month 1 onward in the bar chart. Maybe 2 months, 3 months for recruitment of project staff. It is send a circular or put up in your website, or sometimes so required, maybe advertise in a paper. So try to avoid advertising in paper. Try to identify some of the students whom you think can meet your requirement and formalize through any selection committee, or if the JRF, SRF, whoever has cleared JRF, SRF or GATE can be recruited under project at various levels. Then procurement of equipment and consumable, costly consumables, imported consumables can also be highlighted, one of the key milestones. That also can start from month 1 itself, placing tenders, getting quotations, and negotiate with the vendors or manufacturers, and finally get the equipment in place and install them, which can take maybe 4 months, 5 months. Again, can start from month 1 itself, the activity. Then identify the key milestone in line with the objectives, some of the scientific tasks, technical tasks, maybe 4 or 5 or 6, whatever, in line with your objectives. So different time frames, the timeline can have overlap, maybe month 3rd onwards, actual key milestone can taken up, And first milestone can be 4 months, 5 months. Second milestone can start maybe after 2 months of first one. Likewise, there could be overlap. There could be always in parallel. That way, all the 6 or 5 or 4, whatever timelines, whatever key activities you take up, you highlight on the bar chart, maybe on a quarterly interval or 6-monthly interval. Sometimes it is ICSR, they even ask for monthly interval. Whatever you achieve every month, that can be highlighted in the bar chart. Then finally, what way you are validating in case of any experimental data or any theoretical thing through experimental, if you are doing validation, that could be your last activity coinciding with month 36 or month 48 or month 60, depending on the duration of the project, whatever you take up. And finally, you have to come up with a submission of the report, technical report, what is called as project completion report. Again, coincide with month 36 or 48 or 60, depending on the duration of the project, or even month 24 in case it is of 2-year duration. And if it is applied research or having sort of translational aspects, you have to involve industry to take it to higher level of technology readiness level. So that also you can highlight what sort of ARL level that you will be tempting at the end of 2 years or 3 years or 4 years or 5 years. And if it involves any technology transfer or commercialization of that, that also can be highlighted in the research methodology. So that is very comprehensive. And as I told you, this is the real part of the entire proposal. And take the maximum space, maybe 5 pages, sometimes could be slightly more, or sometimes in case of translational or societal thing, it need not be so long. Next place, please. Then outcomes and deliverables are also some of the key important parameter in which Google has to highlight. So dissemination and sharing of knowledge, that is publication of papers in reputed journals, presentation conference, so that you share your knowledge with your peers and S&T community. Second one could be product, process, new theory, equation, new hypothesis, or the new findings per se, if it is open-ended research, can be one of the major outcomes. Then capacity building. Since you will be having manpower to support you day-to-day activity, they will be taken up because you will not be able to support, spend entire time on the project. You have other academic responsibilities. That way, you have the facility to engage project staff, and you have to train them the process of implementing project, and also take up some PhD scholars as a part of the project. They can be guided. And sometimes UG or PG projects also you can be guiding under the project that you have you will be implementing. So that is the capacity building. Then in addition to that, some of the other scholars also you will be guiding and also facilitating any filing of patent if it is technology or translational aspects, or copyright in case of formula or monograph or theory or design concept or whatever you think is appropriate can be also copyrighted. Otherwise, product or process can be patented. And sometimes can be even technology transfer can be facilitated in the industry is interested. And in some cases, they also ask what way you will use the infrastructure, whatever is created under the project. So it can be used by your other faculty colleagues or students as a part of the lab or part of the experimental work. So that way that also can be highlighted as one of the outcomes or deliverables. Next one, please. And competence is one of the important parameters on which the proposal is evaluated, in addition to what is the quality of proposal. So you have to highlight here what has been your expertise, what you have done in some cases, what PhD you have done, and what experience you gained, what is your publication record, typically last 5 years in the area related to the proposal. Then you also have to highlight what work you have done in your own lab or a part of your PhD or your postdoctoral or guiding any PhDs or MTech thesis or BTech thesis can be part of your preliminary work. In case you have already implemented any project supported by DST or ANRF or DBT or other funding agencies, what has been the outcome? What papers have come out, what sort of product or process that it has emanated from, or other findings can also be highlighted. Completed or ongoing also, you can highlight what work you have accomplished through the sponsored projects. And any recognitions or honors or awards, only technical or scientific in nature. Any award, any fellowship, any membership of any professional bodies or technical committees, or being on an editorial board of any journals also can be highlighted in brief. Then in case you have a co-PI, in case of ARG, Advanced Research Grant, and few other programs, So co-PA is also desirable, though it is not mandate in all cases, So what way they will be associating with you? What way they will be supplementing and complementing your efforts? Maybe 2, 3 main technical tasks for you as a PI, then co-PA can do remaining technical tasks, not repeated, but different ones, especially in place of an interdisciplinary or multidisciplinary area. So co-PA is essential. That way you can highlight what tasks both of you will be doing. Also attach the CV of PI as well as co-PA, brief CV, maybe 2 pages each. Just list of paper last 5 years related to the project and overall numbers you can always indicate. And also highlight mostly scientific and technical accomplishment, not your administrative roles or other such things. Next one, please. And budget, which is the main important part all for your writing. So what is the budget required can be highlighted based on some estimate that you make, based on some quotation that you receive, and also other information that you gather in terms of some of the norms that you follow. So it has to be realistic and should have relevance and should be adequately justified based on infrastructure already available within the institute. If it is already available, you need not opt for that. In certain cases, the fund is limited. In case of ECRG, Early Career Research Grant, it is up to 60 lakh. In case of Inclusivity Research Grant, again limited to 60 lakh. In case of Matrix, it is limited to 25 lakhs. In case of other funding agencies also, there is some limit. So considering all that, you have to propose a realistic budget, whichever is required for taking up any experimental work or computational work or other kinds of work that you have. In certain cases, as I told you, there is seating, but in ARG, it can be a little more aspirational. But in the first instance, my humble submission is try to be little modest in seeking funding, maybe 60, 70, 80 lakh kind of thing. Up to 1 crore, there is one way of mechanism, one way of evaluation. Beyond that, it goes to next level also. 1 crore to 5 crore. Beyond 5 crore, it goes to further level. And likewise, there are 3 different levels in case of ARG. But in case of DST or other funding agencies, there may be more, maximum 2 or 3 levels. First level is by an expert committee. Second level will be by administrative ministry concerned, maybe head of the division, then head of the institution or head of the department concerned funding agency. Then fund required could be to suffice requirement towards your manpower requirement, project staff or research staff, junior research fellow or senior research fellow, or sometimes research associate, or if it is field-based, assistant, project associate, or sometimes even higher level research associate. It's a big ticket project where PhDs or MTech with experience can also be considered. Then whatever is required for your experiment as consumables and travel within the country. In case of ANRF, the few categories, they also allow, as I told you, international travel. And travel in ANRF is limited to 1 lakh per annum. But if it is extensive field based or related to other survey and other field studies, it can be more than that, which you have to justify adequately. And so is the case with contingency, which is again limited to 1 lakh per annum. Within that, you can use for any purpose you like. This wisdom of travel and contingency expenditure left to the PI and co-PI. So travel can be used for visiting any other premier institution, attend any conference, or attend any review meeting conducted by or invited by the funding agency. Contingency to meet any exigencies, including buying any books or any other software tool that you require, which is not otherwise projected under equipment head. Sometimes there may be some requirement, some upgradation while the project is being implemented. That way you can use the contingency, including payment of registration charges for any conferences that you attend. And 50,000 can be met out of contingency for any international conference towards the registration. Then the major item of expenditure is capital budget, that is various items of equipment, including any computational facility and software tools that is required for your experimental work or analytical work. And funds, whatever you seek, have to be justified. For each of them, you have to just give 1 line or 2 line of justification. If it is travel and contingency, as per norm, you don't have to worry about it. Beyond that, again, you have to mention why you require above the norms or beyond the norms. And in some cases, there are some norms, as I told you, travel contingency. In case of DST, for normal project is limited to 50,000 and contingency also is 50,000 per annum. But ANRF is 1 lakh per annum, and so also contingency. So that you are expected to follow wherever necessary. Again, in case of manpower, if you are opting for junior research fellowship or senior research fellowship or research associate or project associate or field assistant, again you have to follow some norms which are prescribed. Time to time they are revised every 5 years typically. Junior research fellow now gets 37,000 plus HRA in case they don't stay in hostel. Otherwise, they get 42,000 after 2 years, that is third and fourth year. Again, HRA, whatever is applicable within the city. Then the quality of proposal is more important, but not the budget. So in certain cases, as I told you, budget is limited, but advanced research grant of ANRF and most of the DST scheme, there is no such limit of budget. Next one, please. But what are the enclosures that you have to submit with the proposal? So in some cases, as I told you, summary of the proposal along with the detailed proposal. But ANRF, ARG, you are required to send only pre-proposal. But ECRG, again, you have to attach summary of the proposal along with the main proposal. So along with the details of PI and co-PI wherever is applicable. Then detailed technical document. In case of ARG, detailed technical document need not be sent along with the pre-proposal. Once it is cleared for the call which is being issued on 1st April, the detailed document has to be submitted between September 15th to October 15th. Once you are invited by the ANRF. Then certificate from investigators. So if it is from different institution, all the PI as well as co-PI have to sign as per the format or as per the template. And all the proposals, whatever you submit, has to be endorsed by the head of the institution. It is from 2 different institutions, 2 separate letters of endorsement have to be submitted along with the proposal. In some cases, they also require equipment and consumable, whatever quotation, whatever the basis that you have indicated, the cost of equipment or even costly consumable. But most of the case, it is not required. In some cases only, you have to attach quotations along with the proposal. Then in case you are associating with any industry or other partners, you have to also send a letter of support from such partners. Then in some cases, there is ethical committee clearance or biosafety or environmental clearance required in case you are coming out with any fume gases or if you are polluting any water discharge or liquid discharge. So that way you have to come up with a certificate certified by local agency or ethical committee clearance. A committee has to perform, especially in case of any studies related to health sciences or animal sciences. So you have to attach a certificate during submission of proposal or at the time of presentation. Without that, they will not invite you or allow you to present before the committee of experts. So you have to follow correct format. As I told you, each scheme will have a different format. Each funding agency will follow its own template. In some cases, they prescribe the word limit, character limit. In some cases, just number of pages. Or some cases, so much of MB, so much of lines. So that way, you are expected to follow whatever is the prescribed specification of the template or format. Next. And submission of the proposal. Most of the proposals are against a call. That too in soft copy. Earlier, the practice used to be sent some 20 copies, hard copies, or 10 copies in some of the funding agencies. Now, most of the funding agencies have switched over to online submission. To facilitate that, you have to register with the funding agency. ANRF is separate, DST is separate, DBT is separate. So likewise, you have to register the funding agency. Once you register, you get a user ID and password. And using that, you can submit the proposal, including seeking funds for travel support or organizing any seminar or symposium as a convener. So that way, you have to always have the user ID and password in your account. That way, you can upload the proposal using this thing. The proposal has to be in the prescribed format and also follow limitation in terms of characters or words or pages. In case of ANRF, the title should not be more than 500 characters. Objective should not be more than 1500 characters or sometimes words or sometimes pages. So that you have to follow. Then proposal, as I told you, can be submitted only when the window is open. In some cases, It is open round the year. Some of the fellowship, Ramanujan fellowship is open round the year. Ministry of Steel open round the year. Vidushi program of DST is open round the year. Scope fellowship of DST is open round the year. The calls, of course, you have to wait for the call. Only then the window is open and you can upload the proposal. Then try to avoid any grammatical mistakes or spelling mistakes and follow uniform pattern while citing the references. So that gives a presentable look and also your seriousness in writing a good proposal. And wherever you have cited, whichever source you have cited, try to cite figures or pictures or extracted from any literature or any tables or any such thing from any of the agents. Put forth in the methodology part or introduction part or wherever you indicate that. In some cases, ANRF does plagiarism check. In your own interest, it is better if you also do it. And sometimes similarity beyond 15% may not be acceptable. Sometimes they may request you send back the proposal asking for similarity check and bring it down to maybe 12% or maximum 15%. But in many funding agencies, they do not put through plagiarism check, but it is in your own interest that you put through plagiarism check at your own end before submission of the proposal, online submission. Next one, please. How these proposals are evaluated. Every funding agency has a different mechanism. But in case of DST, DBT, ANRF, this is the system it is followed. So initial scrutiny by the concerned program officer or scientist. If everything is in order, everything is as per the prescribed template or prescribed format, so he sends a acknowledgement, but everything is in order. Then it is done also through plagiarism check in case of ANRF. But most of the funding agencies, they don't follow that. Then it is shortlisted for consideration by subject committee experts. There are several committees. In case of ANR, there are about 20 odd committees. Within engineering sciences, there are 5 committees: civil and environmental engineering, chemical engineering, minerals, metals and mining engineering, electrical, electronics and computer engineering, and finally mechanical, aerospace and robotics engineering. So whichever is appropriate, they consider. Since the proposals are received in large number, entire committee need not see. Committee typically will have, in case of ANRF, ARG or ECRG or ERG, for 30 odd members. So goes through some subcommittee of the entire committee, depending on your area of expertise, depending on your topic. So once the subcommittee says yes, then it will go for further scrutiny. In some cases, it is peer review. It is ARG, generally it is sent for peer review. It is ECRG, early career research grant, or inclusive to research grant or matrix. It is not peer review. So typically 4 to 5 or 6 experts are requested to comment on the suitability of the proposal, objectives, methodology, or competence, and budgetary requirement that you have projected. Out of these experts, you can also suggest few experts. Some names are picked up from the list that you provide. These experts should not be your colleagues or co-authors of your papers or your former teacher, former guide, or your relations. So they should be across pan-India. Couple of them maybe from academic institution, maybe 1 or 2 from industry, and maybe 1 or 2 from R&D labs also can be part of the expert that you can suggest in case of ARG. Other things are not peer reviewed. In case of DST and other funding agencies, they have different mechanism. Sometimes they do send for peer review. Sometimes, of course, it doesn't go through. In some cases, again, they also ask for submission of list of experts, 4 or 5 or 6. Then it is considered by the entire committee of experts based on the comments of peer reviewers, based on the subcommittee recommendations. So in some cases, you will be invited to make a presentation online in most of the cases, or if it is big ticket project, maybe 5 crore, 10 crore kind of thing, maybe you will be invited in person. If it is interdisciplinary or multidisciplinary, others also can join. Otherwise, presentation can be made only by PI. In some cases, in interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, co-PI also can join. But if it is less than certain cost, in case of ARG, the presentation is not required, but you have to send a PPT, a deck of PPT, maybe 5, 6, 10, 12, whatever is the number required, depending on the type of proposal. and be available for clarifying any point that the committee may like to ask. But you will be given a time slot for that. So required, you will be required to answer or clarify the point. And once it is considered by the committee of experts. In case of DST and DBT, all the proposals are to be presented online or in person. But ANRF, selectively, they invite proposal presentation. It is less than 40 lakhs or 50 lakh in case of ARG. Again, they don't bother you for presentation, but you will be requested to be available for any consultation or any clarification. Then recommendation on the proposal is based on the quality of proposal, peer reviewers' views or grading, and also what way you clarify based on the presentation, and also based on revisions and modification in some cases, and also deliberations thereafter within the expert committee. Depending on the quality of proposal, your own credentials, your own competence in that area are major consideration in that. And beyond certain cost, in some cases, as I told you, goes to next level. In case of ARG, up to 1 crore, the expert committee can recommend and it will be approved by the CEO, Chief Executive Officer of ANRF. Below certain limit, 30 lakh, the head of the division. As I told you, there are about 5-6 major divisions: engineering sciences, physical sciences, chemical sciences, life sciences, and earth and atmospheric sciences and social sciences. The head of the division can approve up to certain cost. Beyond that, it goes to Chief Executive Officer. Beyond 1 crore, it goes to what is known as Oversight Committee, where Principal Scientific Advisor to Government of India is chairman of that committee or executive committee of ANRF. Beyond 5 crores, again that goes to next level. And beyond 100 crores, it goes to entire board of Nusandhan National Research Foundation, headed by none other than Honorable Prime Minister, with the Vice President being Minister for Education and Minister for Science and Technology. Only in few cases, more than 100 crores or something like that, it goes to either by circulation or by presentation by a committee or by the ANRF entire board. In the meeting, this will be clear. But in case of DST or other funding agencies, up to 5 crores, the secretary of the department, in some cases, it goes next level, that is concerned minister, cabinet minister, in other ministries, depending on their power and also the limits under which they can approve the paper. Next one, please. Then who all can participate and submit proposal? Most of the funding opportunities are for those who are in regular position in any academic institution, either college or university or deemed university or any R&D institution, research institution. In some cases, NGOs also can participate, especially society-related programs. Along with you, they can also be associated. There is a call by name Sankalp, call is open, where you have to also associate an NGO. So in that case, they have to be registered under Darpan portal of Niti Aayog. Then only they are eligible to get any research grant, project grant. So they can also participate. And industry, wherever there is any translational research requirement. So industry also can participate, and some funds can also be granted to industry, but they should be recognized under CSIRO, that is Scientific and Industrial Research Organization, accorded by Department of Scientific and Industrial Research, DSIR, which is the sister department of Department of Science and Technology. Then as I told you, whoever is a PI or co-PI, they have to be in a regular position. No ad hoc, no temporary, will be entertained. Only in case of Kiran, that is meant for women scientists who are not in regular position or have a break in their career, or after completing PG or PhD or MTech or MPhil, they can participate. That is the only exception where they need not be in regular service. After working for a while, if they have a 1 year break in their career, or after MSc, I think 1 year break, if they have, then they can participate in this program. Then private institution or NGO or industry should be in existence at least for 3 years. In some cases, they may request for annual statement of account for the last 3 years duly audited. That way, 3-year existence is mandatory in case of private institution, NGO or industry. So PhD is not mandatory, but in case of ANRF, ARG, IRG, ECRG, matrix, PhD is mandatory, but socio-economic and societal related programs, PhD is not mandatory. Department required sanitation, Ministry of Coal, Ministry of Mines, PhD is mandatory, but it is desirable. Only scientific ministry, it is mandatory in most of the cases. Next one, please. So this is all I thought I share with you. So if there are any clarifications or anything, I'll be too glad. And thank you so very much for the opportunity. I'm sorry I slightly exceeded the time limit because of the problem from my end. So my sincere apologies for that. And kindly bear with me for exceeding the limit. So I'll be too happy to clarify any point or any suggestion, any such thing.
Sir, it's our great opportunity that you are the resource person today. We came to know about different funding agencies and also how to write the project proposals. Even it is the extension of time.
That proposal cannot be done in half an hour or 1 hour. There's a workshop being organized by me and my colleague, which you also hosted on the Rajiv Thayal, 1 day workshop, where it is very detailed and very, very elaborate. So
Okay, sir.
that kind of thing. If any institution is interested, they can request him. He will be too happy to organize. Yesterday, he organized in Geetham 2 workshops. Next week, we are organizing in 2 institutions in Hyderabad.
Sir, definitely, sir. We'll take that opportunity. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
A year ago. Lindy, then Raghu, then MDGR, then GMR.
Yes, sir.
GBP.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for your valuable session.
Hands are raised.
Yes, if anyone wants to ask the question, you can please unmute. You please raise your hand so that I can give unmute option. PV Rajeshwari. If you want to please ask a question, you can unmute yourself. Deepthi has raised a hand. Madam Deepthi, Dr. Deepthi, you can ask the question.
Good evening, sir.
Namaste. Good afternoon, Dr. Deepthi, madam.
Sir, one doubt, sir. I have applied for NRF.
Where are you from?
Sir?
Which institute? Which institute?
MLR Institute of Technology, Hyderabad, sir.
Okay.
So we have applied for ANRF project proposal, sir.
Okay.
Early research grant.
Okay.
And they have given that it is accepted for evaluation. So
Okay.
how much time will they take for it, sir?
You would have
how much?
December 3rd last year was the due date for submission, last date for submission, am I right?
Yes, sir.
So from then, you have to wait at least 6 to 8 months.
Okay, sir.
Because they receive quite a good number, about 7,000 proposals were received.
Okay.
Support only 10% of that. 700 is the number prescribed for this. For some reason, they have put limited 700 under ECRG.
Okay.
So they have to scrutinize. Some of the expert members are sent the proposals. Recently, I was in one of the institution, one of the IIT. The chairman of the panel is saddled with 173 proposals.
Okay, sir.
To review.
Okay, sir.
So that way, other expert members also must be loaded with a lot of proposals like this.
Okay, sir.
So in any case, the timeline is usually 6 to 8 months.
Oh, okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, please.
Hello, sir.
Hello, good evening. Namaste.
Good evening, sir. I am Dr. Kenny. I am also a faculty from Vignan University.
Okay.
I have one query for regarding that IELT. I'm not sure about the full form. I also searched, but
which one you said?
IELT.
Sorry?
IELTS.
IELTS,
funding,
yes,
sir.
sir. Regarding that purpose,
No, it is
if we
inclusive
want
to,
to,
let me tell you, it is inclusive to research grant. Are you referring to that?
yes, sir. But say suppose if I want to apply for research grant, then I have to clear some IELT exam, or is there some specific procedure for that one?
You have to attach a certificate issued by the local authority belonging to either SC or ST community.
Okay.
Along with the proposal and endorsed and certified by the institution where you are working. That
Okay.
certificate has to be endorsed. On that
Mm.
certificate, they have to sign, then attach with the proposal.
I mean, I have to clear some exams for that, for applying that research proposal also.
No exam, no exam.
Mm.
You have to be either scheduled caste or scheduled tribe
Okay.
for IRG. So
Okay.
for that, evidence is required.
Mm.
So that is issued by concerned authority in your district or in your place where
Mm.
you hail from.
Mm.
And that has to be endorsed by head of your institution
Okay.
or concerned authority, maybe dean, maybe registrar.
Mm.
Yeah.
And what is the chances of accepting our proposal, sir?
It depends on the quality of proposal, competence
Okay.
of the investigator.
Because I think it is funded by foreign agency, no? Not by.
No. It is by Department of Science and Technology as well as
So now I understood.
National Research Foundation. It's not by foreign agency.
Okay, okay.
All the program, whatever listed, are purely Indian. Only bilateral program
Mm.
between India and any of the countries that you identify are jointly supported. Your component in such case will be supported by DST or Indian agency, Indian funding agency, and your counterpart from the respective country will get it from his own country.
Okay, sir.
Yeah.
And I think, sir, for previous year proposal, last date was 30 June. For this year, I'm not sure whether it is open or not.
It is not
So
open. It is open in July.
it will open in July.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
And you can have 3 opportunities under IRG. That
Mm.
means you can have maximum 3 projects supported by ANRF under the IRG category.
Okay.
Earlier there was no limit. Now recently this limit was put. After completing one project, you can come up with another one. Again, after completing second one, you can come up with third one also.
Okay. Okay, sir. I will also
Only 3
search into
in
this.
your life, in your career.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
If any other participants wants to clarify, can please raise your hand. If not, we'll
Yeah.
thank today's
Rajeshwari madam
speaker.
raising hand.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Namaste.
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
Sir, myself Rajeshwari. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
I
yes,
can
ma'am.
hear you loud and clear.
Yeah, I'm Rajeshwari from GVP College of Engineering, Visakhapatnam.
Okay.
I have a query
Yeah.
of my interest. Actually, nowadays we are going for transdisciplinary research work. So, we want to implement some theoretical work, computational work, as well as some experimental work and validation. So we have two expertise areas,
Okay.
like from AI sector,
Okay.
one from experimental sector, and one from maybe industry or some theoretical validation sector. So besides the fact that every part of the project work is very important, project proposal, but what are the areas where we have to strengthen ourselves so that the chances of getting a project proposal accepted
So listed down in case of
remains
ERG of
focused.
ANRF. Okay. There is no specified area. It is area agnostic. Any area of your expertise, you can come up with a proposal. If it is interdisciplinary or multidisciplinary, you can associate your own colleague from the department or the institute or outside the institute, including industry. Okay. Since you said it is translational, you should have reached up to certain level of TRL. Typically, up to 3 you should have done. That is proof of concept. Should have reached that. Next level is to prove the concept on a breadboard within the lab. Okay. Beyond that, it has to be done only by industry. That is to prove the efficacy in real environment. That is TRL 5. Beyond that, we come out with a working model or a prototype again by industry and perfect it so that it is market ready and reach the end user. That is TRL 9, which is ultimate. So you have to identify and work out accordingly a proposal under translational category. ARG has 2 categories. One is basic research or fundamental research. Another one is translational. You say the moment you say translational, you have to worry about TRL level what you have done and what level you achieve at the end of 4 years or 5 years or 3 years. So that does require
Okay, sir.
collaboration.
One more question regarding this.
Okay.
So far as industry is concerned, can we interact with MSMEs?
Yes, any industry, startup, MSME, MNC, whatever it is
Okay.
appropriate.
Okay.
Indian, overseas,
Okay, sir.
India,
Okay, sir.
not outside India. Multinational company located in India also
Okay.
associate.
Okay, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Please.
Sir, Haribabu sir shall then
There is
maybe
another-
all the doubts are clarified.
Satyanarayana garu also raised his hand.
Satyanarayana garu.
Somebody else also raised hand.
No, it was lowered, sir. Earlier it was there, but now it is lowered.
Okay, okay.
Still any other individual or participant?
He's only thanking. I thought she has a query.
In the chats also there are only thank messages we had. That's it.
Okay. So they should thank you, not me. You facilitated all this. Especially Professor Durga Sairaja Madam garu.
And there
Thank
is
you,
one.
sir.
There is one message from Hanumantarao Redrotu. Sir, what precautions should be taken while framing a project budget?
Budget is in 4 heads plus recurring budget and capital budget. Recurring has 4 heads which I mentioned, and whatever is required and whatever has to be justified can be sought. Non-recurring, especially capital budget, equipment, computational facility or software, whatever is required. And recurring will be towards project staff, that is manpower budget, consumables, travel, and contingency. In some cases, if it involves any using facilities in other institutions, high-end facilities like SEM, TEM or anything, you can also build in other charges, other costs for using that equipment. Or if it involves any fabrication to be done outside, maybe industry, that also can be projected under other costs.
That's
In
it
some
from the
cases, there
chat.
is some budget ceiling like ICSSR, 45% for manpower, 35% for field study, including travel, 5% contingency, 5% institute overhead, and 5% for organizing workshop. So likewise, there are certain limits. Department of Drinking Water and Sanitation, 40% for equipment, 20% for manpower, 10% travel, 10% contingency. Likewise, each funding agency, they have certain limits. Whereas ARG, DST, DBT, they don't have any such limit. Inter-sale limit, I mean. Entire 60 lakh in case of ECRG could be equipment. In case you don't require any manpower, no consumable, you don't want to travel anywhere. Entire 60 lakh could be for equipment. And if it is theoretical, you don't require much equipment, maybe just bet some computational facility. That way you can project whatever way it has to be justified. But
yeah, that's all from the chat window, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Then shall we wind up today's session, sir?
up to you, madam. You are the boss. Whatever way you say, I will say.
Thank you, sir. We are truly grateful for your time and expertise.
Thank you so very much. I'm sorry I kept you busy operating the slides. So,
No issue, sir. No,
and
sir.
now
It's
I
my
saw
pleasure, sir.
you're all high tech. I have low tech or no tech.
No, not at all, sir.
Yeah. You are beyond the tech, sir, and we are very happy to have you on the floor today.
Okay.
And luckily, all the participants from different parts of nation too were engaged and then absolutely received all the inputs given by you. And it is definitely a pleasure having you, and then your expertise is always received and well taken with all the advice that was put before us.
Thank you.
And
Thank you for kind
definitely,
words.
yeah, definitely this could be an enriching experience for all the participants. And the pleasure, as you have mentioned, half with us also, not only with you, because we have taken liberty in organizing this FDP. You have readily accepted our invite, and we will be definitely be grateful to you. And provided any other institution would also come forward to make use of Prasad Raju sir's expertise and service, as he has mentioned, you can directly connect to him and then make use of those workshops, because we are very happy accepting his wonderful support service every now and then. For the past couple of years, we have been enriched like anything. Thank you so much for your time and
My
energy.
colleague, he covers almost 80% or 90%. My share is only talking about the funding opportunities and participate in the group activity, which is much more effective.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So he'll be more than happy to come and interact with faculty.
Yes, sir.
It's one-day workshop.
Yes, Rajiv Kethayal, sir. He has put all the effort that day for us.
And some of the participants also wrote a book on this.
Yes.
Besides project management, besides another book on personal finance and Vedantic philosophy.
That's all from
I saw a hand raised by Professor A.S. Babu.
Oh, A.S. Babu, sir. Are you ready? A.S. Babu, sir, do you have anything to talk to, sir?
I think so.
By
Hello?
chance, okay. A.S. Babu, sir, did you raise your hand?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yeah,
Yes,
you
sir.
are. You are.
Yeah, Professor Babu Garu, good evening to you.
Good evening, sir. You have given very good input, sir.
Where are
So
you from, Professor Babu Garu?
I am from Medical Engineering College, sir.
Okay.
Miracle.
Okay.
So we are planning to conduct a workshop with your acceptance.
No, it is mostly by my colleague, Dr. Rajiv Tayal. He is a chemical engineer. He is alumni of IIT Roorkee. He was also Secretary, Science and Engineer Research Board and Executive Director, Indo-US SNT Forum. So he does quite well.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
My participation is only 10%. Yesterday and day before, we both organized 2 workshops in Geetam.
Oh, sir.
That is third cycle. Earlier 4 workshops were held in their Hyderabad campus as well as Bangalore campus. Vizag, this is the second cycle of 2 workshops.
Thank you, sir.
Good.
That's all, sir, if you permit.
My
And
sincere
Shailaja ma'am
compliment,
also.
it attracted quite responses participation-wise. I saw at 1.232. Very
Yes,
good
sir.
response. My sincere compliments to you, especially Professor Shailaja Madam Garu, and also your esteemed principal. And organizing this, my sincere compliments and congratulations for taking up this initiative and enriching various faculty from all over the country, pan-India. And I wish continued success in your efforts, and whatever little is possible from my side, I'll be too happy to do that. And if you have any clarifications or anything, they are most welcome to send me mail anytime, and I'll try to respond to that very earliest.
Thank you, sir.
And
Actually, number of participants is around 275 and 280. But now at the end, they left the meeting just 5 minutes or 10 minutes before.
Between I saw 232.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much again from our side.
I congratulate you for the effort, for the time.
Thank you, sir.
Sharing your own thoughts, your own knowledge, and also associating high and mighty. I am nowhere in comparison to any of the experts, but all the more little knowledge I have on the funding opportunities. I'm glad I was able to share with you all.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Again, thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all the participants also for joining the session. Thank you and good night. Thank you.